Let's see if it comes out. Halkert already taken out by Blacklist International, so has the Yu-Zong. So they're trying to protect this backline here, especially for Novaria. But Homeboys, they do still have quite a few options. Edith is still up in the air to be picked up. Terizla, Khalid is also available option, and the Uranus. But in this particular scenario, what do you think would fit best with their composition?
For Homeboys, I'm thinking why not go for the Terizla again. Very good with a penalty zone to lock the box shit down. Even to dive into the back, it's a good hero to go up against the Brody as well. You can cancel a lot of the basic attacks if you land that penalty zone and you lock them down for so much AoE damage to come through. But it does leave Dominic then with an opportunity to try to counter it in lane. There you go, Terizla pick for Homeboys, and now Blacklist International can go for, I would say something like a Benedetta would work. Against a Terizla, something like a penalty zone, it's, even though it's a good engage, it's pretty easy to
dash out of.
To read.
Okay.
So if you use that eye for an eye, you can end up stunning up the Terizla and going into the back for free. With this, as long as you're able to zone the Lilia from free hitting the Blacklist members, you should be able to do well.
It's good clear as well.
Oh no,
but
they
go for something
Thamus.
different. They go for the Thamus instead. Trying to battle it out in a battle of bronze there. As well as the Valentina pickup for Blacklist.
They think they already
Novaria
have...
Rome?
Yeah, they think they already have in a front line, I believe. Here, Eterna. It's a Bakshit jungle, a frontliner, and a Thamus. It should be going for the same battle spell, the Vengeance, as we saw in their first match against Falcons.
So how will Homeboys close this out? They need to choose a jungler now.
I think it's a pretty good game for an assassin. There's so many frontliners for Blacklist International that's super tanky. If you go for front to back, it's quite risky. Why not go for an assassin? Something that Chibi plays before as well. They go for the Martis. So they're banking. They're doubling down on the front to back. Bruno and Lilia, you yield the damage, I'll execute the members.
I was about to say Martis, but with your explanation, I understood as well the danger of utilizing it. And there's technically not too much crowd control either from the side of Blacklist. With the Boxia Brody, Novaria, Valentina, and the Thamus.
Hey, talent prediction organized by One Esports. It's me all alone again.
I think Arashi's still sitting at 100%.
Are you sitting at 100%, Arashi? Did you predict Homeboys earlier for Geek Fam?
Oh,
you picked Geek Fam. All right,
okay.
so not 100%. My 100% loss is gone as well. So no one is at 100%. Maybe the Indonesian casters. We'll have to ask them later.
Maybe, but what I'm sure of is that both of these teams, they want to remain at 100%. They want to get this next match. They want to get another point in their pocket for them to be able to make it to the playoff stage of MPLI. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you to the Land of Dawn, Blacklist International from the Philippines, going against Homeboys from Malaysia.
Kim Poi on the Novaria Rome. Another maybe good, what's it called? Throwback to Venus on the Novaria Rome, and even Renegade, who likes to use the Novaria Rome in the regular season of MPL Philippines, as Haji in this mid lane is struggling quite a bit in the 2v1. Name me something weirder than hearing this. Zorn playing Angela.
That is weird. It's definitely not his style, but I mean, we saw Keyboy on Heroes that are also kind of weird, and that just shows that the level of flexibility that these teams and these players really need to display according to the meta, how they're able to adapt, because it's one of the rules of life, right? In order to survive, you need to be able to adapt.
I like that, right? Shout out to Bear Grylls for the survival tips. Haji definitely taking those tips a bit too far in the mid lane. Really is holding his own. 1 HP, and he clears out the wave. That was risky, man.
Super close. This is what we were talking about. Wave clear in the mid lane. Earlier on, I thought it would be the Novaria, but against the Valentina, Lilia does still have a little bit more range to play around. In order for the Valentina to be able to win this lane, she needs to be able to deal some damage onto the Lilia, but with how much backup that is being placed for the Lilia, especially by the Angela, it's a lot more difficult than it looks. Meanwhile, the top side...
Oh, that's some good damage. Rindo might actually be taken down. The Decimate is there, and he finds first blood. Dominic now running for the hills. One more good shot should do it, and it's a double for Chibi. Early on, the Malaysian aggression showing in game number 6 of MPL 2023 group stage day number 1.
The choice of Homeboys to pick up the synergy of their composition right now heavily banked on the snowball from Chibi. The fact that he was able to get 2 kills in the top side and go forward with a neutral objective in the bag that is going according to the game plan that Homeboys set up. They're controlling the early game and they're looking to find more. Even in the mid lane here, Zorn and Warlord. These 2 heroes able to deal that much pressure over Haji. Haji, of all people, the KDA machine himself.
So you're saying it wrong. The Kada machine.
Kada.
Kada. There you go. You got it.
Yes.
We know how lethal a snowballing Martis can be, though. Rindo jumps in with the shield unity, but it's Warlord who has the black shoes. Oh my goodness, it's Chibi again! Haji gets the black shoes, but Chibi goes all the way to the back, goes in for more under the tier 2! Dives in and picks up a double. For free again, 4 kills to Chibi early on, and Homeboys gets a 2,000 gold lead in the 3rd minute of the game.
If you think the Baxia-Angela combination was disgusting, let's say hello to Homeboys' new combination with the Martis and the Angela.
What is it called? Margila?
Margila Destruction.
Angitis? No, Margila sounds better. But it's only the early game, right? Technically, we've come to expect an early game Martis to have this level of aggression. They're going for more. Haji under the turret, retreat down. The decimation wasn't even necessary. Warlord picks the kill up. Haji, the Kada machine, is 0-2-0. There's a dive down below, a good stun as well. This should be a kill unless Ryzel's able to outplay. Torn apart memory, not enough to take him down. Ryzel survives with the help of the hard guard. And Blacklist are unable to find a pick down below. Ryzel gets back to full HP. And there's no punish from Blacklist.
Absolutely not. What is going on? Chibi, on top of everything that he's been able to gather so far, he is steam-rolling through that gold shield, was able to even get the entire turret off, and now they're looking for more, but Blacklist, they look like they want to say otherwise here.
They want to go for it, and Rindo picks it up right now, but he's going to be tied up as Sapat does damage. Penalty zone, literally to zone the enemy members away, but it does give Rindo a little bit of a small room there to actually maneuver out. Homeboys will choose just to invade and take the purple buff away. Blacklist 0-5 currently. What are they waiting for, Eterna?
They're waiting for that power spike to hit, right? Team Point needs a little bit more time. So does Dominic, that mid... Oh, wait a minute, top side, Dominic!
Doing a good job, but the burst from the Decimate should be enough, and it is enough to get him an unstoppable. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Ryzel gonna be ganked. Should be a free kill. Oh, one more shot. He gets it. Owl with one last hit. Even Rindo joining in the fight. Bottom side, Warlord forced to pop that sprint as he's all alone to defend this minion wave. Turn apart memory gonna be used up. Warlord with the back shoes gets out to safety as well.
Still able to defend that tower in the bottom lane as well. So it's one thing to dominate the early game, but the question is, what do you do with that lead that you've already built earlier on? What translation are you able to go for? So far, Homeboys has only been able to get that turret in the top side, and it looks like slowly Blacklist are finding their rhythm, finding their groove, finding that power spike. I think that pick onto Ryzel on the bottom lane was beautiful. It's a good step in the right direction, especially for Owl, whose damage is severely lacking at this point.
Well, you asked and they answered. What are you supposed to do when you get a lead early? Take turrets, take objectives. They instantly put themselves on the map, but Blacklist are doing a good job at trading it over on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, not able to pick up that turret, but Sapat's already zoning in between the tier 1 and tier 2 in the mid lane, giving the rest of Homeboys some good space to deal some damage and even look for an invade. Against the Baksha 2 levels down, it should be a free steal from Chibi. Let's see the retreat battle. Here is Rindo, who picks it up, but it's a bait, turns out, from Homeboys, baiting out the retreat so that they can go for a free turtle.
How clean is that, though? How clean is that decision-making coming in from
janitors.
Homeboys? Yeah.
Because they clean.
Exactly. Sure, I'll give that to you. I mean, a 4K gold lead right now in the 7th minute of the game against Blacklist International of all teams. It's looking scary, honestly. Haji gonna be pressured. No way!
That's a combo. It's a Decimate first to close the gap and then a Morta Coil to execute. How do you make the Kada machine go 0-3. It's in his name, Kada. But right now, he has more deaths and kill and assist. Penalty zone. Under the tier 1, not getting targeted. Dominic pops into Vengeance, but it doesn't help him. Warlord just melts him out of the land of Dawn.
And to make it all worse, he actually now has the Ice Queen wand. So if the damage won't get you, that slow certainly will be enough to slow you down in order for the rest of the team to deal in that damage. And that's exactly what Amartys was built for. Look at his KDA right now, 602 so far. No deaths whatsoever.
This is something very, very off, right? I mean, Homeboys are so strong. It's scary to see how much this team has grown from MPL Malaysia, the few months they had in preparation for MPLI, and now going all out in MPLI 2023, beating the likes of Geek Fam earlier, the first runner-up of MPL Indonesia, and now first runner-up of MPL PH. Despite the different roster here, Eterna, they're doing very good. Impressive run.
Marindo still going to be able to hold his own. As we do take a little look into the replay of what happened earlier on. Chibi went in and Haji was just instantly dismantled. That's Haji.
That's the Kada machine. Like we said, we usually see the Kada machine doing exactly what he does with that title, right? He gets a stellar KD, plays it really safe, but is lethal while playing safe. This game, even though he has been playing safe, he's just been dove.
I wonder what the win streak of Valentina is as well.
A boy lost on it. Earlier, we saw Team Falcon's Good Night play it as well against Blacklist and lost on it. And right now, Blacklist losing in the game. Not the end yet. 8 minutes in, they still have a chance to come back. They still have an Ovaria, a Brody, and a Valentina. Some pretty good scaling. But Homeboys pick up a free Lord in the 9th minute of the game.
Yeah, there's no way that they would have been able to contest that. I mean, like, face value, Chibi's already a level ahead. Even if they want to play the drive-by, I don't think it's going to be as simple. If we take a look at the in-game equipment, there's already glaring a stark difference between the gold laners as well. With the Bruno already with the Berserker Fury, with the crit, as well as even the lifesteal coming through from the Haas Claws and additional physical damage. As compared to the Bruno... Sorry, the Brody, who's, I don't know, is he good, well prepared enough for a team fight here?
Well, he should be prepared, but I think if we look at Rizal, he's even more prepared. Has the Malefic Roar that he just bought now, and even the frontliners won't be able to really hold off from that damage from Rizal. Remember, the whole plan from Homeboys is Rizal and Warlord does the damage, Chibi just executes. The fact that Chibi has been able to deal damage and execute has been phenomenal. A good Astral Sphere to force out a Black Shoot. Supply taken low. Oh, the penalty zone used up, and Blacklist International are able to take him down before that happens. Chibi dives in deep into the base turret. Rindo's holding him down. The Decimate not ready just yet, but he might be able to find the reset right now as Rizal jumps in and picks up the kill. It's a 1-for-1, one base turret taken down. Looking to translate it over into the mid lane, and they find a second base turret. And onto the bottom lane they go, but this time, Blacklist are fast enough to respond it over. They're not going to let Homeboys take a third base turret with the first Lord.
It's so difficult, right? Because in the back line, from the side of Homeboys, it's unpenetrable, and that damage is felt over time. Warlord, just a big issue in these team fights, and Blacklist have yet to find an opening, a solution to this backline prowess coming in from Homeboys. And there you go, 3 turrets taken out just like that. Blacklist's base has been completely exposed.
One base turret with the first Lord is already an incredible W. Usually you just look for tier 2s on the map. The fact that Homeboys got all 3 shows you just how strong they are, and hey, how confident they are. Look at that, the recalls from every single member on Homeboys. You know, if it was the Indonesian desk, what they will be screaming right now with those recalls as well. That I just got as well, man. So, you know, I like those recalls. That effect.
Huh?
You know what it's called?
You just got it?
I got it like recently because of the
the diamond?
Yes.
Tas. That's confidence. Oh, we can hear it.
We can hear the tas over from the Indonesian broadcast as well. It's what the Indonesian broadcast loves to do. And Blacklist International now, they're just looking for scraps, Eternal, looking for farm. They're getting frozen out though, but the waves keep slow pushing into them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing something different. We're witnessing change a Malaysian team, Homeboys, having a 9K gold lead over Blacklist International from the Philippines. That's not something that we would believe maybe 1-2 years ago. And now this is the development we're seeing from all these various regions. Homeboys just really holding their own. Blacklist, do they still have a chance to come back?
At this point, obviously they still do, but it has to rely also on Homeboys making a mistake. They need to blunder somehow for Blacklist International to be able to get rid of a 9,000 gold lead. The fact that they weren't able to defend any of their base turrets earlier means that Homeboys might actually be able to end the game right here. Blacklist still have the Novaria, a Brody, and a Valentina, so it's okay wave clear. They might be able to defend this one.
We'll see if they do. All three waves are already crashing. Ladies and gentlemen, that Lord is marching down in the mid side. This is the final push, the final stand for Blacklist International.
That's a penalty zone on from Haji. Dives into the back line. Rizel getting the healing from the hard guard. Blocked as well. Rizel still able to kite away right now as that's going to be one member taken down. But it's a decimate once again from Chibi, who looks for more. Rindo next to the chopping block. One more decimate for a triple kill. We saw a Maniac from Homeboys just earlier, and they're hunting for another. But Homeboys will say, we'll take the base instead, just with a triple this time to end the game. 2-0 in the group stages. The Malaysian aggression, the Malaysian hype train continues.
Against all odds, against all expectations, Homeboys from Malaysia gonna be able to take away the win streak that Blacklist has been so hard and so good at fighting for. And that breaks the Filipino win streak as well here at MPLI 2023.